I'm going to be starting a new stream of videos. Um, my last video I put up was regarding different elements of what's going on in this country under the radar for most. Now, I was really upset. I was really pissed off making that video, and I wanted to make it though. Like, I wanted to capture how much sometimes this does to a person, to help bring awareness. I snapped a little bit for sure, you know. Um, and when I say, I'm gonna fuck people off, I don't mean I'm trying to hurt someone's feelings. I don't mean I really want to push them away. I just mean that self-respecting myself and my energy and what I'm looking to get and not get, you kind of have to filter things. And when you're in a position like me and you've had several instances where people are set around you and it feels so unnatural and it feels so forced, you get to a point where it's like, okay, like I kind of see what's going on out here. I see what they're going for, but I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this. This is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm not gonna be down the same trajectory as the other average whoever. You know, we have a lot of things facing this country. We have a lot of things facing this planet. Everything from gun violence to issues with our medical industry to issues with our war industry. You name it. We've got all kinds. I mean, you can pick a topic and dedicate your life. Um, but really, all of our goal is to want to end all these issues, all these aberrant behaviors, all these atrocities that represent the lower nature of mankind and not the heavenly natures of mankind. And it lies in everybody's heart, the same battle. So what I just suggest is the bigger picture is you change the system, you change the environment, you change the conditions, okay? How do you really get rid of war? Do you get rid of war by having the most guns, the biggest bombs, and killing all your opponents? No, I don't believe that at all, because if Russia has that mentality, we have that mentality. If China has that mentality, we got enough nukes to make us all lose. And as some great thinkers have already proposed, we're on the verge of having technology that could wipe out entire regions of people, leaving industry and buildings intact, which is great for an elite agenda to conquer, which looks at the people as less than cattle. That's why I always hound my folk. Try not to engage in this and that. Personally, it works better for me to be in the vegetarian area and eat more light source food that is almost directly grown from light source. Basically is. When you partake in the way they're treating our animals, it's just not good. It's not good. And in the same kind of mindset, there are people that look at us as cattle that, line them up, feed them whatever, take them out. No big deal. Unfortunately, there are people that have that. You got to start being able to read energy and energy agendas. It comes down to really being in the heart and the mind. A lot of us are in the mind, the left brain lobe to be exact, more so. And we really need that left and right connection. You need your creativity going. Sing a song, make a song, create some poetry, think out the box, think of how you would make a society run. Things like that. Get your right lobe going. This society gears us in that left lobe, analytical, logistic, mathematical precision kind of thing. But there's an infinity burst of just magnitudes that no limit. That's your right. Got them both going. Got your heart intact, which, like I said, we all need to be in our heart. If I was off center somewhat when I started that video, but I wanted to show people this is hard to stay centered going through all this, and all you have is a few moments to talk about it, let people know, hey, this is happening, and you got to move on. I am not upset with you folk for not understanding this. I want to make this clear. If I hurt anybody's feelings, if I went too far, I apologize. This is for everybody. This is my secret society sex. This is for my regular folk in society sections. This is for everybody. Just in every section, my whole goal is to unite the human family. So by design, I'm not to fuck anyone off, but more so respectfully let them know, hey man, I'm going over here and this is why. I pray for your best, but this is where I'm tuning in the frequency for now. And, I respect what you got to do in your soul's experience. So let me translate what I meant when I said we'll fuck you off every time. We got a frequency to hold, we got a planet to save, and we got those things that will do that. That's where I'm at a lot of my time. There are times where I goof around with the family, I goof around with a select few, but when I'm around a certain caliber of person, and I feel like they're smart enough, and I especially know if they've been brought to me in these programs to do some kind of outside observation and conditioning, I'm going to have to release this information that's calling from my core to give to my human family so that we can survive past wars and transcend this planet to work together. I mean, we already do. Every country is trading with every country, basically. We already work together. When the military goes in to fight another military, they're cooperating. They're cooperating. All we're saying is, come together right now over you. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah, man. So, again, I do want to apologize if I got taken the wrong way. But at the same time, I do stand by that experience. Because it is a difficult one to swallow when I'm not going to get too involved in what I've said in the other videos because I'm going to transcend past that. Doesn't mean I'm not going to cover it in the future. I'm just going to cover it differently if I feel I have to cover it. My goal is to bring you peace. My goal is to reduce your fear. And when y'all see me upset and wrecked, if you love me, if you're connected with me in my story in any way, I'm not going to leave you with that. And that's why I ended my video with unity. I started off pissed, but I was getting through it. I was working through it. I am usually alone here, so opposed to maybe punching a wall, just something dumb. Not saying I would, but opposed to doing something non-productive with my fury, I said, let me articulate it. Let me explain it the best I can in this moment. And now I'm out of that challenging moment of going to the gym, lifting weights. I got sore. I built a few more muscles, and I'm kind of like, all right, let me come back at the people and talk to them. Let me set the record straight. I have all kinds of people backing me. Of course, you don't see them here. Some are in the spirit, and some just are in the spirit, but just aren't physically around me right now. I got a whole family that backs me. I got great nieces and nephews that love me every time I show up. So I was a little bit polarized, but I wanted to capture what can happen, to folk and what happens. And if someone wasn't as strong as me, you can use your imagination a little bit and wonder, like, gee, Joe, you mean all those things Edward Snowden came out about? They're connected to what you're going through, aren't they? Well, obviously. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, is it really Muslim box-cutting, towel-headed, Allah-screaming terrorists that they got to pass all this legislation for all this observation? Is that really it? Think about it. Or does a power structure that's used to its power get spoiled, can hear some ideas on the horizon? The internet now goes beyond their corporate filter a lot. So they're losing the narrative. They're losing the agenda. And their agenda was a trajectory of more consolidated power, treat us like cattle, and fuck us off. And if you don't believe me, all this will come out in time. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to just know this world has a spiritual battle. And light is going to win. Light shines bright enough, darkness, bye-bye. So I'm here to shine my light. I love you. I love everybody from this side to that side. I'm trying to connect all sides. Sometimes I get fried out, and that's what y'all saw in the last video. But no, I would never do anything to hurt nobody. I would never do anything to hurt myself. The worst you'll ever hear 2tru is a song venting or a video venting. I'm a diplomat. I'm a wordsmith. I'm not here to get a bunch of people riled up physically. That doesn't make any sense. We got to get our brains, we got to get our hearts, and find those that add parts to what's going to bring us all together instead of break us apart. That's the truth. And happy late Valentine's Day. Just for real, like that was around Valentine's Day. I released that. It was rough. I got nothing. I ain't mad at you. I got love for everybody. It's at the end of the day if you feel like you're getting ready to leave this earth, or you even have that notion, you think about that. What do you want to leave people with? You want to leave them the best you can. You want to leave them the best you can. And I've never claimed to be some perfect angel on earth. I've just tried to do what I could do. And I've always just wanted to make music and make a positive change and support my family and friends, and then build poverty organizations that help poverty. That's always been my dream, my initiation, my initiative from the days as a teen. It never changed. I just kept pursuing it. And then I started seeing another side of this world. I started seeing another side of America, like a hidden side of America that only says hello to a few of us, a few of those. And that's another thing I want to let you guys know. Do not be in fear in any way. I want to let you guys know I don't live in fear. Okay? We are all here to pass through. That's not to be feared. If anything, there is no fear. It's just carry the light, carry a positive change, and get through anything trying to stop that. And I want to make sure nothing of it comes out of me and comes at you like, damn, Joe, I was having a good day. Man, you told me to fuck off. Well, if you felt I was talking about you, put it into context. Let's switch shoes and give me the benefit of the doubt. So this shit's happening to you. You're trying to relate to people. You're trying to relate to the very people that you're sticking your neck out for, whether they see it or not, whether they validate it or not. And then, just put yourself in that position. This happens, that happens. So it's not to be in fear. It's just say you can sympathize with me a little bit, but I can also sympathize and empathize with you, your parents, your full time. You have no idea what I'm talking about. You get a video once in a while, and you're like, oh, man, I really don't want to think this, but is it this or that? And maybe I haven't done the best job communicating everything. I probably could have done a lot better. So I'm not here to blame me or anybody. Let's just grow and evolve. And when we have those growing pains, let's love each other more, give each other space when we need it, and give each other hugs when we need it and we receive it. Period. I got nothing else to leave. I'm starting a new stream of videos. This title will not be gang stalking, whatever. It's going to be the Ascension. Okay? It's going to be about us getting better usage of energies on Earth. It's going to be about us communicating better, not talking at each other, as someone highlighted to me. A lot of that times we're doing that in this country. All of us, not just some of us. Like a lot of us do it. Like we talk at each other because we're so convinced on our point that we're not opening up for another point wide enough to understand each other. You know what love really is? Love's a word, of course. But as an action, one big action behind love, I believe, in that essence, is understanding one another. How can you love me or I love you? And there's so many things we don't understand about each other. I mean, we could still love each other, but we'll love each other even more when we understand each other lovingly. So, I'm leaving that. This is, and I never plan to put out another video where I'm that blown up again for several reasons, mind you. But, hey, I'm not necessarily going to apologize like for going through it. I'm just going to apologize if you took it the wrong way and got hurt. I'm not trying to hurt nobody, but I'm not trying to be hurt. So I'm just trying to, you know, I do in a way apologize, but in another way I don't, if you can understand that. If I can go back in time, handle a little calmer, sure I would, but how could I have done that? It led me here. It led me to this lesson. I wanted to capture just the fury sometimes a targeted individual may feel. But now I want to release that, and I want to embody the peace anyone can feel under any circumstances, under any type of weather. And as soon as you get knocked off that piece, you have awesome lessons to look at. You have awesome things to learn. And the more we can get that mentality and that perspective down, the easier it will be to go through whatever we got to go through. I pray for your family. I pray for peace. Thank you for all supporting me, whether you liked, commented, whether you called me, even if you're just a friend on Facebook, or even if you're just a friend of my family that likes when I'm around, like, that supports me. So I just want to be clear, it is frustrating to go through this and have a hard time relating it to people. I'm not apologizing or taking that back, but moving forward, I'm going to do the best I can to communicate to you, because at this point, I've earned my position as a representative of you. I've earned my position. No one has to validate. This is no outside needed kind of thing. This is an inner confirmation. This is an inner confidence, an inner knowing, an inner knowledge of just going through so many trenches and going through so many moments. And when you got Vietnam vets giving you dap, and telling you to keep going, and they're proud of you. I mean, that's some real shit. And they were supposed to be on some, that's some real shit. Money can't follow that. The real money is in the energy. So I want to leave you guys with that. I want to leave you rich. I love you. And I want your peace. And don't worry about me out here. I can handle me. And I'm looking out for you guys. So when you can, try to look out for me too. One love forever.